Well, now here in number 11, we're going to rationalize this denominator. Now what we mean is right now the denominator is an irrational number, right? Square root of 11 does not result in a whole number. So this number here is irrational, meaning the decimal representation goes on forever with no repeating block of digits. What we want to do is eliminate the irrational number here and get a rational number. So the idea is going to be this. We are going to multiply, see if we can do it. We're going to multiply this number by 1, and multiplying by 1 does not change the value. But the one that we're going to choose is going to be this. We're going to choose exactly that denominator because we know that when you multiply a radical by itself, when you multiply a square root by itself, the radical just comes off. Or else square root of 11 times square root of 11 is just going to give us 11. But we can't just multiply the bottom by 11. We have to multiply top by 11 to keep the thing balanced. So let's just multiply here. So the 33 is outside, the 11's inside, they're going to stay that way. So we'll get 33 square roots of 11 over 11. And the way I wrote this one is that, what was that? I wrote this so that this 11 will go into 33 3 times, keeping it pretty simple, and we'll end up with this, 3 square roots of 11. And here in number 12, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to, as we did in 11, we're going to multiply this number here by 1. I'll write that this time. Normally, I probably would not write that. 4 minus square root of 13 times 1. But the one I'm going to choose this time is going to be this. So let's rewrite. We'll get 4 minus square root of 13. Now I'm going to write this as the conjugate of that denominator. So our denominator is 4 minus square root of 13. Its conjugate is 4 plus square root of 13. And I'm doing this because I know this from doing some previous problems, that when I multiply conjugates together, the radicals disappear. So I got 1 here. Let's multiply. So I'm going to write it like this. I'm going to write the left top times the entire right top. I'm not going to actually multiply through just yet. I'm going to write it like this. 12 times the quantity, 4 plus square root of 13. And in the denominator, we know what to do here. Conjugates. You square the first, put a minus sign, square the second. And the second's the square root. And when you square that square root, the radical's going to come off. So let's give this a try. So here we go. We're going to square the first. That's going to give us a 16. Put a minus sign. Square the second. Square the square root. That radical comes off and we just get 13. And we're left here. 12 times the quantity. 4 plus square root of 13. All over 3. And I wrote this one so that it cancels also. 3 will go into 12 4 times. So we will get, see if I can write it here. We'll get 4 times the quantity 4 plus square root of 13. Or, if you like, you could multiply through, getting 16 plus 4 square roots of 13. Right, if you're going to make that multiplication, the 4 times 4, that's a 16. And here, the 4 is outside, the 13 is inside, so they're going to stay that way. 4 out, 13 in.